Hello.
Oh, we're recording. Damn. Hello.
That was a cheap
You got
joke.
me. You got me. You got me.
Are you gonna tell us who you are then?
Okay, my name's Luke Bracker, and we
Abracadabra.
also have Darina Emir here with us today. How is everyone? How is everyone out there? Comment below if you're listening to us. And what do we want to talk about today, Darina? What is our hot topic?
That's it. Our topic today is how did we meet, and why should people come to a get together with us?
Why
and particularly with you. Why would they want to come on a retreat with you? I mean, with me. Come on, it's obvious.
Why wouldn't you?
I think we have an amazing. No, put that on the side. We're being a bit silly and funny, but I think we have a great story of how we met.
Of course.
And like how we met. That can be inspiring for other people, and they can meet a lot of like really good long lifetime friends as well.
For sure.
And not just like friends, but like business partners or whatever. So what do you remember from how we met?
Okay, the short story is we met on a boat to go scuba diving.
Like what do you remember? Like how was it for you? I want you to like how was it for you? Then I'll tell you how was it for me.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, now for me, I mean we had a connection from the start. Like on the boat, after the boat. You're still joking. You're interrupting.
I'm gonna get to know something here.
No, but we did. I feel we had a connection from the start. I mean, maybe not just us, but like the group as a whole. But I mean, for me, like I just remember you're just calm. Like you're just a calm person. It was like I think your nickname at the time was like maybe not at that time, but you developed that nickname, the Fluffy Queen, and but like you just had, I don't know, you just had this presence.
Okay.
You had a presence that was strong, but not strong like in a masculine sense. It was just like, without even maybe realizing, you probably commanded some sort of respect and, you attracted people. And that's something that I've, even from that point till now, I've learned to understand about you is that you attract a lot of things. Like, you're always telling me how you're attracting. And I mean, we always had a conversation before we got onto this, like the things that you're attracting daily, like,
it's magical, actually.
And it's literally magic. Like, you're talking about oysters, and then someone invited you to go for dinner for oysters. Like that's, but I remember that first day on the boat, and, we all shared something, and we've all become good friends since that point, especially you and I, where I think during COVID we spoke almost every day.
Yeah. What I really remember from the point where we met was that it was a few of us together. I mean, I remember like you sitting in front of the diving shop, and just like looked up with his like little brown eyes, and he's like, you were trying to be funny the whole trip. But out of what I remember then, what was great for me was that, that diving trip sparkled 5 people together, that we just became like a family for a month, and we just ended up like hanging out all the time with each other. And from that, like, I know we discussed great business ideas. There was at least 3 or 4 like really good business ideas that we could have like evolved and gone into, and they were like great minds that met on this so-called random like a diving trip.
I think we even bought like domain names for one or two of the names. We like were sitting there in Minty's house one night, and it's like, oh my god, actually customizable cuddles. That's what it was.
We wanted to start a cuddling business. That was our fluffy days. But anyway, it evolved into this like, really strong relationship. We were sharing the other day that how grateful we are that we stayed in touch after all those like years pretty regularly, and like through all our like challenges, which is the topic today, really like wanted to be also like the challenges in how we have met. So this kind of get together could be the same for someone who is like going alone on a trip and finding a same mind like people there, and they may become the friends for life, lovers, business partners, whatever, because that's kind of the space that we are holding in, and it's a safe space for growth and connection, and
with a similar, with that similar sort of mindset, you know, and they're open, you know.
Totally. So what were, like, if you were to say some of your greatest challenges you've overcame, what would it be?
I think more recently, even as far back as back then, like one of the things specifically moving into the business that I'm moving into with coaching is quit smoking. That was one thing, one of, you know, a few addictions that I've dissolved over time, but smoking specifically.
Be more raw. Like, we want to know about these addictions.
I mean, I think my biggest addiction now is coffee. But you know, yeah. So you know, smoking, you know, certain narcotics that you know, on the heavy side of things. I won't get into that now, but there's you know,
it is in your past.
Yeah, but it's something that I've healed, if you want to say, or dealt with, and I've overcome, and so that's you know, probably 18 years now since I've been on any sort of serious you know, narcotic. But one of the biggest challenges for me that's separate to like those external things has been like dealing with my temper and how I react to circumstances in my life. Yeah, whether that's with partners, whether it's with friends, whether it's with, you know, the loss of somebody. You know, I had a really influential coach back in 2000. It would have been around 2014, 13, 14, 15, give or take. And he was very influential and inspiring in that change. You know, came from a similar background to me, so I felt like he understood me, and and you know, he really but he really sort of guided me into some really serious change. And honestly, since then, my challenge in relationships, you know, I'm like a Zen Buddha in my current relationship, like compared to who I was, you know, 15 years ago. Yeah. So, and that's something that's, if anything, I think that apart from all the other stuff I just said, I feel like my challenges in relationships with my partners has been one of the biggest challenges I've overcome, and how to deal with with my
emotions.
Exactly, and not to you know, not to take things personal, and you know, work through things, and you know, communicate.
And I think this is amazing. Like, as this is totally not prepared like a talk, but like how it evolves, because this is exactly what we want to offer in the get together. You know, the art of communication, art of authentic relating. Because we both are going to do workshops on this, and also how to manage your emotions. You know, how to align yourself and your emotions and your desires so that you get what you want from this lifetime. So like, who would it be better than someone like who overcame it? Like, and this was like, I didn't actually realize that this was a big thing for you, your temper, and like, was it an anger, or what particular emotion was that?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of anger, a lot of maybe resentment from memory of the past. You know, yeah, probably a bit of attention seeking as well. You know, hence why I probably went down certain addictive paths and that, like, you know. So, but yeah, so it's that's I've lost my train of thought there.
You're gonna ask me about mine.
I'm gonna get there. So yeah, okay. So made it. See, look, I'm being selfish. I made it all about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what like for you, Darren? If we go back, let's just say the last 10 years, or even further back if you want. Like, you know, what's been your most significant challenge that's really, I guess, helped you to grow?
I had like quite a few tough ones, I would say. Like leaving my small town was a big one. You know, like leaving home when I was like 18, 19 to come to a completely different country where I didn't speak the language. It was like my first challenge, you know, to kind of say no to my mom was a big challenge. That's, you know, no, I was going to do what I wanted. And then like living in the UK, I got trapped into the whole materialistic world, and I was like shopping all the time. I became proper shopaholic and like was shopping my emotions away, like my kind of sadness, loneliness there. So I really became like gathering, like I loved clothes and all different like things and antiques. So I was just properly like shopping, which now I guide some people like to, you know, that is an addiction as well. It's not very talked about, but it's huge, and it can really ruin people financially.
It's a different form, I guess.
Yeah. And then so that was together with also like the yo-yo of the weight, you know, like, so really like pushing away my emotions and like using the shopping or food or these habits to kind of like not look at some things that were arising.
Okay.
So these were quite like there were some challenges that I'm happy that are out, and living in Asia fixed that actually for me, because every time I came back, I got rid of pretty much everything, because the desire to really like travel more. So I actually became complete minimalist from being a shopaholic.
How did Asia contribute to that change? Like, what was it about Asia?
So I think because of their way of life, you know, there's just, it's so simple, and they're happy in the moment. You know, they don't need material things to make them happy. You know, they're saving their money, and they're living in a simple buildings, and I just realized how pointless like the things and the stuff was, and I started to look at like more important things in my life, and I sparkled that change at the beginning, actually, before Asia, when the desire to travel, I literally got rid of as much as I could, and then every time I was coming back, I was getting rid of more and more, because I saw how pointless this is, and also my personality was changing, everything was changing. So totally, I can walk away with the hand luggage, and this is me with everything that I need, you know. And then one of the biggest things was probably getting over COVID into like massive debt, where I couldn't like, I didn't want to sacrifice my life, everything what I was already building in terms of like coaching and being the holistic consultant, and I didn't want to just take a normal job. So I was like, I rather struggle than like do something that I didn't want to do. And in combination with like other things, I got into quite substantial debt that I needed to fix. So that was like the biggest challenge that I overcame, and I'm super, super happy. I learned heaps of things about myself and my financial settings and blueprint, whatever you want to call it, and how I had like money connected to love, and a lot of heaps of different patterns around the financials.
So you went really deep. You went really deep over that time, and
I went deep into that ones. And with that actually comes all this managing your emotions, because if you're on an emotional roller coaster, you can't deal with these things. So that became actually the grow of my what I teach and what I guide people as to how to manage their emotions, and how to relate authentically, how to express yourself authentically, because you know, for me, it was like money is something that we don't talk about in our culture. You know, there's a lot of dogma around communication and around money, love, whatever. So those were like the latest big challenges.
Would you say that your challenges led you down the path of becoming a holistic consultant, a coach? Is that like, is that what sent you down that path from where you were originally?
Actually, yeah, I think my whole life kind of led me that way, because like I remember being, you know, being helping to manage people's emotions since I was small, you know, even like a little baby was. And then like working in hospitality, it was always almost like being a shrink when you work.
You are, aren't you? You're always, you know, talking with people and listening, and
actually, like I was so working behind the bar in the restaurants, and like you are becoming the, you know, you need to read the patterns of people, and so it just become in early days. And I was always passionate about sport and healthy lifestyle, you know, and simplifying my life. Like that's why all this like minimalism came on. That made me super, super happy and brought another quality of life, instead of like being surrounded with a lot of stuff and things and full wardrobes. And that was really giving me like uneasy feelings. So I'm really glad that now I feel a lot more spacious in my life, and
of course,
I can move.
And I guess you can apply. I guess you can sort of like, you know, you can direct money into experiences more than like objects, so to speak. Yeah. So like through your travel, you live in Asia, you know, you've lived in various parts of the world. So like, you know, whereas while some people have things and they're sort of restricted to one place through their own choice, you've released the things, but you're moving between countries.
But I'm also a person that really loves the feeling of home. Like, and I learned to like build the home within me. And then whenever I turn up, you know, I don't really travel as much as I used to. I just tend to stay in one place and really like find a nice apartment and make that my home. So, but I need very little things to do that, you know, like external things. Like maybe I get a candle, I will have a couple books and a waving cat or something. And that's me home, you know, and the rest comes kind of within. And I was really surprised when I was back in Europe, how people were really, like I went to a couple of visits of people's homes, and it was just stuff and stuff and stuff, you know, and the things that I was dealing with some of my clients were like, I have so much stuff that I don't know what to do with, and I feel suffocated in my own home. And so I realized that that's a thing, you know, and it's a part of feeling like the security that people start to surround themselves with material things.
Like a blanket sort of thing.
Yeah. And managing their emotions, like I used to do. They would go shopping or eat, you know, go open the fridge. So these are like addiction, or drink, or alcohol, or cigarettes, or something worse. So like all these
whatever it is,
are addictions that are not very talked about, but they're very much present in our life. Because even traveling can be addictions, you know. Like I know people who just things that don't go the way they want, they just take off and they're gone, you know.
I did that. Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, I've done it too, and I've been observing like, are you running away, or like, okay, choosing to stay? So yeah, at least it's been like very very interesting about 10-15 years for me, you know, like, and it never ends. Like,
no, it doesn't. No, we're still always growing. Like, you know, I mean, I guess we've both had challenges in our relationships recently, and you know, like, you know, it's not that you lose any love for the person or anything, but you work through it, and you're constantly working through it. Or it could be a life challenge, like it could be like a business challenge, like even us just being on the camera now, like like we're working through a challenge, like, you know, like because like people on Facebook are looking at us, so you know, and that's something we're working on as well. And I guess it's like a muscle, you know, the more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. So
so I would like to really this event in Portugal at the end of September to become like a safe space for people to come together, like maybe meet their mind like people, you know, their friends, maybe an other half, you never know, and learn how to manage their emotions, how to connect, how to express yourself vulnerably, how to
implement new habits,
totally.
routines that can serve to, I guess, another, you know, a longer term objective.
Yeah.
Or goal.
Yeah.
Sorry, goal. Yeah.
And then we throw in the surf, which is like mental strength and balance, and you know, there are things that will always, like, life throws in things that, you know,
well, surfing's a good metaphor for life, isn't it? Like, you know, like balance. Is there really any balance in life? But you manage it the best you can, you know, and you go this way, and then you put that way, and then you move that way a little bit, and you just like you manage it as much as you can, you know.
So it's the balance and catching the wave, because like catching the wave for me was always like opportunities. You know, if you miss this wave, well, there's another one coming. And life really taught me that there's always another wave coming. It's up to you. Are you going to get on this wave, or are you going to get on the next wave? You know, so I was always feeling like, oh, I missed that one.
And that comes back to awareness too, doesn't it? So then, you know, you can, you know, being aware of what's happening. Yeah.
And trust, really, that I trust now that there's another wave coming.
Of course.
And I can jump onto that. So jump onto a wave of life. And I really want to mention this Discord that we created for people to jump in and ask us any question, and already like build. There's a few of us already that are thinking about, so a few of you who are thinking about coming onto this trip, so that you can jump on the Discord chat and ask us anything you want. We're gonna put the link under the video.
Yeah, there's been significant interest, which is positive. It's been really good. So, if you got any questions, any queries, click the link from the Discord and you know, ask Darina or myself, and we'll be happy to answer any you know, questions that you might have. But yeah, that's.
I'm just like I want to share with you that I'm excited about this collaboration, and that I love that, you know, the other day you told me like I like working with you, it's inspiring, and that for me was so like that was inspiring for me as well, you know. So it was
honestly, I've been on the computer, Darina, ever since. I've been like this, like, and I'm not a computer person, like to sit down at a computer all day. It was almost like I was on something, and you're like, I love your energy, Luke. Oh my god! And I was just like I said, we can do this.
And that's the inspired actions that we've been talking about, and I hope like that people will get that energy from us, because like sometimes I feel like I have too much of it, so I need to share it. And like, so come and get it, you know.
Of course, yeah. Come and share it. Come and share what the, you know, come and share the energy with us. And
this is the places, basically, like this is the place where we're going to be all staying in this beautiful Alma de Paco, and that's the beach where we're going to surf. And
I'm looking forward to surfing. I want to surf. You're a surfer too. You like surfing.
I love surfing. Yeah.
Actually, I've got a message to come. She likes to surf too. I know who I'm going to call.
Get the surfers on board.
Yeah.
Okay, pleasure to talk to you again.
You too. All right. Well,
thank you for sharing our story from your point of view, and like
you too.
And me too. Yeah, always good to get to know something.
Of course, and I mean, we can go deeper next week. I'm going to hit the surf now. I'm going to head down and hit the surf. We'll chat to everyone very soon. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Darina.
Bye.